I met up with several content creators in the action figure space and professionals in the toy industry.
Having a conversation.
Okay.
And I presented them with a question.
Oh boy.
And perhaps a difficult question to answer.
Oh my God.
Your opinion.
Boy, that's gonna be tough.
And that one question is...
Nothing will be normal about this. Not a single bit of it.
What is the greatest action feature of all time?
The toy with the best action feature?
Yes.
Okay, I might have a couple of those.
Recently at San Diego Comic-Con, I thought it would be fun to meet up with several other content creators and toy industry professionals throughout the weekend and ask them some questions about the toy collecting hobby. My goal is to see how different everybody's answers are. So we're gonna start with a question that most certainly will draw its answers from nostalgia. And that question today is, what is the greatest action feature of all time?
I guess I'm gonna go with, best is really hard. Because there's so many good fun ones. I've always been a sucker for removable helmets and masks. So the one I probably spent the most time with was probably Matt Tracker from Kenner's Mask, or Zartan's very easily lost face from Vintage G.I. Joe. We'll go with those two.
I'm just gonna say part of how I grew up. I'm gonna say Transformers as a whole. Just that notion of two modes of play, that was really big for me as a kid. And so, yeah, often imitated, never duplicated, but we'll go with that.
I had a couple of the Chuck Norris figures. So the Black Ninja had an arm, I don't want to hit someone, that you wound up.
Yeah.
You wound up, you put the thing in his hand with a little string on it, and then you press the legs together, and his arm would whip forward. And there was, I don't think any other toy at the time in like the mid-80s that did something like that. It was really cool.
Obviously, I'm biased towards some things with like action figures, but right now I'm really happy with the way things are lighting up, like light up features, but also soft goods have gotten to a point where it's like immaculate, flowy capes all day, every day. Wired flowy capes, give me it every day. So yes, let's go with that.
They may not have been executed the best, but the ones that stick with me, I'm gonna cheat here. It was the Inhumanoids Decompose with his chest that scared the crap out of me when I was a kid, so I've gotta go with that. Or I love the Head Pop and Mad Balls. They broke easily, but they were so much fun that, you know, when it comes to action features, I think I had the most fun with those, so I'll go with those.
What toy has the best action feature? I don't like action feature. I like that Punisher where like you turn, it's supposed to be a gun, but if you do it halfway, it looks inappropriate. You like that one too, right? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I like that one.
I will tell you my favorite action feature from when I was a kid was the Lost Worlds, the Buck T-Rex, because it came with a full-size human and he could eat it, and then you pulled it out of his stomach. And like, I know that might be a normal thing now, but it wasn't back then, and I was just so fun.
Man, kid of the 90s, I think my best action feature is Biker Mice from Mars. I can't remember which one it was, but there's like I don't even know their names, doesn't matter, they're all the Biker Mice. But there's like one where you could like, it was like a lawnmower, you could like rip the cord and like the wheel would go and there'd be like sparks in it, and it had like a launch pad. It would just go, and it's not like it was like slow, like it was like, get the fuck out of the way, because it's like it's gonna break your shins if it like hits you. So like, yeah, the Biker Mice from Mars from the 90s.
You know, the first thing that popped in my head was the vintage Millennium Falcon, that weird.
Jump to light speed! We're gone! On to the Death Star!
I had to load like 16 D batteries into it just to get a weird sound. I know that's not an action. Is that an action feature?
That is an action feature.
Yeah.
It's a sound effect.
That's what I'm going. That's the one that is ingrained back here. If I hear that sound, it's childhood Star Wars.
I'm gonna say the Battle Beast rub cymbals. I love that because it actually inspires different types of action in battles. So there you go.
Let's go with Fright Features Winston Zedmore. Real Ghostbusters.
I like it.
The Fright Features Janine with like the mouth that opens with the green glasses and the pink suit. I just think she's awesome. Yeah.
Rad. Okay. I love anything where you like press on a toy and it does something. So whether it's like the real Ghostbusters and like they have the like cartoony, like their eyes bug out, or their mouth like open, because I used to play just like flip that the whole time.
Yeah.
The Power Rangers flip heads. That's a really good one. But I also got to give a shout out to the Castle Grayskull trap door, the trap floor, like with like turning it and the floor opening up. I did that so many times on my Castle Grayskull. That's a good one. But yeah, any flip heads or like cartoony, like the eyes bug out, the Ninja Turtles one where the bandanas flip or their eyes come out, their tongue comes out. Any of that kind of stuff I always thought was neat.
Oh boy, the toy that has the best action feature. Can I be very biased?
Of course.
Yes, there's a there's a certain flipping toy that can flip. Can flip. I mean, that's almost unheard of. A toy flipper that can also flip things into his backpack. If that's not the most meta action feature, if I do say so myself, I mean, you know, that's got to be it. All right, and then maybe second place is like what is it? A Sky Runner, the little octopus or the Silverhawks. That's probably my second. But I mean, that's a far second. Yeah.
While we had a few answers that were very similar throughout the questioning process, I think Ghostbusters Fright Features might win that one. As you can see, every single person had pretty different answers. And just as I suspected at the beginning, a lot of it draws on nostalgia. Of course, the other thing that this is really proof of is that everybody has their own tastes when it comes to toy collecting. For some people, it's all about those wacky action features, while for others, it's more about posability, like with really cool posable capes. None of these answers are incorrect. In fact, it shows you just how varied the toy collecting community really is. And I suppose now you want to know what my answer is. What does Pixel Dan think is the greatest action feature of all time? I gotta tell you, there's a lot of retro action features that I'm very nostalgic for. I love it when toys are translucent or vac metalized. I love a good glow-in-the-dark action feature, and I always love it when we've got slime involved. But nothing is as cool to me as that blood-pumping mechanic found on the Masters of the Universe Mosquitor action figure from 1987. If there's one action feature that I can just never get enough of, it's that one right there. And I bet you guys didn't see that coming. So now it's your turn to answer the question, what do you think is the greatest action feature of all time? In your opinion. Like what you like, love what you collect. Until next time, my friends.